Hi there, welcome to English and Grow. Today's topic is the hairdressers or the hairdos. So let me ask you, do you know what a leech is and how a leech is actually connected to hair? What about a fringe? What about coiffure? Let's dive into it. So the first hairdo I have chosen for you is a bob, and that means the hair is cut shoulder length, and your forehead is covered by a fringe. You can also say it is bangs. What do we have here? So in the next slide, we have leeches. So leech is a parasite, and if you want to know more about how hairdos are connected to leeches, you can study the link below. And believe it or not, but in some ancient cultures, leeches were left to rot in red wine, and that mixture, that magic potion, was actually used to dye the hair. The modern dye these days, you can see on the left side. Now, do you know that hairdo, if it is elaborate, that means complex and hard to make, really creative, you can also say that it is a coiffure. That's a French word. I have never used that. What about you? What about this slide? So, in the 15th century, uh, the aristocratic women they would invest a lot of money and a lot of care into their lavish hairdos. They were lavishly adorned. That means they were beautifully decorated, and to say that it was at least extravagant is to diminish the extravaganza that was actually going on, because they would also use stuffed animals to adorn their hairdos with, and to keep the structure together, they would use lard. If you don't know what a lard is, well, that's something like bacon. So that must have been stinky after a couple of days. Now, as a woman, I sometimes wonder what kind of brainwash is going on, because if you have straight hair, that means you need curling iron to make it kinky. And if you already have kinky hair, bad luck, you need a straightener to actually make it kinky. You need a straightener to make it straight. Sorry. Now, what you see here in this picture is a vintage hair dryer, and this contraption or this device nowadays is not used at all. But back then, when it was invented for the first time, that was a huge revolution for every hairdresser. Nowadays, what you have is a handheld, super practical, portable hair dryer, but it didn't start like that. Now, let's talk more about what kind of hair you can have. So usually, like I said, people who have kinky, who have curly hair, they want to have it sleek. They want to make it less fuzzy. Other problems which you might see with your hair might be split ends. That means either you cut it or you have it cut, or you can add some nutrition to this part of your hair. Maybe you suffer from a different problem, and this is dandruff. That's like there is something like, I don't know, snow in your hair. So these are little specks of your skin, I reckon, which anyway doesn't make it look stylish at all. And here you can also see a parting, which means that the hair is divided into two parts. There are, of course, other hairdos. So you can have ponytail, you name it. You can have a braid. You can have many braids, and you can also have a bun. So, what have you learned? Do you know what a curling iron is? Do you know that if you want straight hair, you might use a straightener? Do you know that nowadays the hair dryers are portable? Do you know what sleek hair is? Thank you very much. This is it. And remember, if you ever struggle, every breath is a new beginning. And if you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, support me on my Patreon, English and Grow.